Shots fired in the city of Hazleton tonight, and it's our top story. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition, Greater Hazleton's only local news broadcast for Friday, May 9th, 2014. I'm Ann Gownley. Just before 7 p.m. this evening, multiple gunshots were heard in the area of 2nd and Grant Street in Hazleton. According to a police report, local and state police responded and discovered shell casings in that area. There were no reports of any injuries or property damage. Police tell us that a dark green Lincoln was towed from the scene because a shell casing was found on its roof. Anyone with information is asked to call City Police at 570-459-4940 or dial 911. A former mayor of Hazleton has passed away. WYLN has learned that Mayor John Ford died last night. Ford served as mayor from 1986 to 1988, and at that time a new form of government began in Hazleton, and Ford then assumed a role on city council until 1990. Ford also served on many committees on the national level for the Republican Party. He was also the owner of Hazleton Standard Fuel. Friends and family may call the Funeral Home on Monday from 8 until 10 a.m. Mass of the Christian burial will be held at Our Lady of Grace Church in Hazleton at 10 a.m. Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi spoke with us this evening.
Today's a sad day for Hazleton that he passed. I know John a long time. He was in the oil business, so was I, and we had an association. We met quite often, so I know him a long time, maybe 40 years or so, and he lived right down the street from where I had my home. He was a strong-willed mayor, strong-willed councilman. He served as a councilman. Him and I both served on the first council in the new form of government. But he fought for what he thought was right. But in his personal life, he was very, very generous to people and churches and associations. He did what he could financially and with his knowledge of other people to get help for those associations. He was such a generous man that he's going to be missed.
Current City Councilman Dr. David Sosar said, quote, Ford was well liked and a lot of people will remember him for the work that he has done, unquote. We here at WYLN would like to send our condolences to Mayor Ford's family. A woman who pled guilty to murder now wants to withdraw her plea and go to trial. Jessica Olinsky, who was charged with killing her boyfriend in Hazel Township back in September of 2011, filed court papers on Friday saying that she maintains her innocence. 34-year-old Matthew Galley was shot in the face at point-blank range in Hazel Township. Prosecutors say Olinsky shot him and tried to make it look like a suicide. Olinsky was scheduled to be sentenced next week and faced a maximum of 40 years in prison. Olinsky's attorney filed the charges, and they say they were significant philosophical differences concerning the most appropriate defense to raise at trial, unquote. A judge will now rule on her request. Police in Hazleton are investigating a beating and robbery of a 54-year-old man in Hazleton who was walking home with his groceries just after 1 a.m. Friday. Police say the man was struck in the head and knocked to the ground by two men in the area of West 3rd and Locust Streets. The two men then took his groceries and a small amount of money, then fled the scene. The victim was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, after sustaining a cut on the top of his head. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police at 570-459-4940. Just after 9 a.m. Friday, a Hazleton man was arrested and charged with assault. Hazleton police arrested 31-year-old Anthony Owens in the 200 block of South Pine Street after he allegedly struck his girlfriend in the face several times and threw her on the ground. She was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, for treatment. Owens is facing charges of simple assault, terroristic threats, harassment, and simple trespassing. Tonight, he's locked up in the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $25,000 straight cash bail. The Hazleton Area School Board revealed its 2014-15 budget proposal at last night's meeting. The rough draft of the proposal anticipates $126 million in revenues with $135 million in expenditures. That leaves a deficit of $9.5 million. A resolution was passed in January stating that if a tax increase was needed to fund next year's budget, then an increase wouldn't go any higher than 2.9%. District Business Manager Tony Reba said that the next few weeks will be spent trimming the budget. He told the board to consider Thursday's proposal numbers a first pass at the budget. The Board Finance Committee meets next week to review staffing requests and other costs. Reba states that the board is not in favor of a tax increase and that it should come as a last resort to funding the budget. The budget dispute between Hazleton City Council and Mayor Joe Yanuzzi may end up costing council members to pay money out of their own pockets. The two budgets differ by about $18,000. Yanuzzi said that council has to explain how the mayor isn't following council's version and prove its budget is legal before it can force him to abide. Yanuzzi stated that council members must use their own money to pay their legal expenses if a court intervention is needed. He said that the burden should not fall on taxpayers. He asked council to consider accepting a compromise budget. City Council President Jack Mundy said that the mayor's budget claims are baseless. Today, many took time out of their busy day to give back to the community they live, work, and play in as part of the 21st annual Wyoming Valley United Way Day of Caring. Our Gary Perna has more from Wilkes-Barre.
Today, over 700 volunteers left their desks, their offices, and workplaces to lend a helping hand to nonprofits and to the community. It was all part of the United Way of the Wyoming Valley's Day of Caring. Bill Jones is the president and CEO of the Wyoming Valley United Way. He told us about the day-long event.
Today is a great day. We've had over 550 people at a breakfast this morning. Over 700 people are out working on behalf of the community and just doing all kind of wonderful things for the Wyoming Valley.
Jones said the Day of Caring has been going on for 21 years in the Wyoming Valley.
Today the weather's holding out. It's great for us, and these folks are working hard and getting a lot of good stuff done.
Members from Community Bank's workforce came out to clean up the riverbank.
We have 9 people from Community Bank volunteering today. This is the first time we've participated in the Day of Caring for Wyoming Valley. We've participated for last year in the Day of Caring for Lackawanna County, and today we're fortunate that we could be out here helping the Wyoming Valley.
Olinsky said they believe it is very important to give back to the communities that they are in.
It's very important because we need to clean up everything, get the litter, get everything clean. This is wonderful what the United Way does to clean up the streets and the riverbanks and make everything beautiful.
Coughlin teacher Jenna Michaels said this was the first time her and 35 of her family and consumer sciences students took part in the day.
Part of our family and consumer science curriculum is community involvement, so I thought it would be great to bring the students out and let them have an idea of what it means to volunteer within their community.
We asked one of the students why it was important to take part.
Coughlin students wanted to come out and help out with the environment and for the Day of Caring, so we wanted to help.
John Mayday is a coordinator for Riverfest, which takes place at the River Commons every June. He told us this was a great jumpstart for preparing for the festival.
Every time we have an opportunity for a resource such as this, and we take advantage of it, and just coincidentally, it's the beginning of May or about the middle of May. Riverfest is coming up on June 20th, 21st, and 22nd. This is perfect for us. This helps get the park somewhat in shape for this, get a lot of trash picked up, take care of the weeding, get some sweeping done, and it just makes for a better opportunity for us to make a better presentation for Riverfest.
Besides the River Commons, volunteers helped out at the Luzerne County SPCA, Kirby Park, and other locations in the Wyoming Valley. In Wilkes-Barre for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
5 people were arrested Wednesday afternoon in a Wilkes-Barre drug sting. Wilkes-Barre City Police and State Police, along with the Vice and Narcotics Unit, arrested 5 individuals in separate drug stings. 23-year-old Jonathan Simmons of 44 was charged with selling heroin near North Grant Street and Amber Lane. He was jailed at the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $50,000 bail. 30-year-old Omar Bell of Wilkes-Barre was charged with intent to deliver a controlled substance. He was jailed for lack of $50,000 bail. 28-year-old Latifah Harris and 27-year-old Jasmine Conaway, both of Wilkes-Barre, were charged with heroin distribution. Harris was jailed for lack of $200,000 bail. 18-year-old Emily Murty of Hanover Township was charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. She was jailed for lack of $50,000 bail. Nanticoke police arrested a mountaintop man for allegedly hitting his ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend with his vehicle. 19-year-old Jeffrey Allen Golden was charged with 2 counts each of aggravated assault, simple assault, stalking, and 1 count each of reckless driving. Police allege that Golden drove his vehicle at a high rate of speed, striking Erica Grenhart and Ryan Baker at Wise Plaza on Thursday afternoon. Golden then fled the scene on foot into a wooded area where he was pursued by a witness to the incident. Gerhart was taken to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley Medical Center. Baker sustained minor injuries. Golden was arraigned today and jailed at the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $20,000 bail. One local university held its 2014 spring graduation. Our Julie Stefanovich stopped by the campus and spoke with a few of the graduates.
Penn State Hazleton celebrated its 44th annual commencement tonight at the High Acres campus. Faculty, family members, and friends packed into the Dr. Thomas M. Cassis Gymnasium to watch as their loved ones finally achieved their academic goals. I spoke with some of the graduates to find out how they were feeling about the special evening.
Great. I wanted to come here because of the Penn State name and the family. No matter what campus you're on, everybody's Penn State, and it's just a really open, welcome feeling here. I'm feeling really excited after 4 years. I mean, this is what everybody here has been working for. So.
And how would you rate your experience here?
I would give it 150. 150. I've been through a lot, and I've stuck it out. You know, it's been a long road, and it's awesome. So everything I've done here, it's made me a better person, so I love it.
I majored in psychology, and my experience here was wonderful. All the people here are so nice. I'm actually going to really miss it, and I actually learned a lot of really interesting information.
When asked what the future holds,
now I'm just going to try to find a job, figure out what to do, and then possibly graduate school within the 5 years or so.
What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to get a job. I need to get a little experience, and then I'm going to go get my MSW. And then following that, I do want to get my PhD in clinical behavioral psych. So yeah, I do plan on going back to school. I'll be doing that for a little longer, but I do want to go to work and get some experience first before I do that.
Penn State Hazleton Chancellor Dr. Gary Lawler addressed the graduates and congratulated them on their achievements. He also spoke about the Penn State For Our Future campaign.
As a campus, we are committed to finding ways to improve the financial aid opportunities of our students. The university is finishing the most ambitious capital campaign entitled For the Future, the Campaign for Penn State Students, which has just raised $2.158 billion. This campaign will provide opportunities in multiple areas, but heavily focuses on student scholarships.
We here at WYLN would like to say hats off to all of the 2014 grads and wish them the best of luck and success in their career paths. Reporting at Penn State Hazleton campus for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
An event in Berwick this weekend to celebrate the town and all it has to offer to its residents and those just passing through. The second annual Celebrate Berwick Front Street Festival begins tomorrow, May 10th. The Columbia Montour Chamber of Commerce, along with the Berwick community, will once again be recognizing all things Berwick.
The whole main focus for the event is to let people know that there's a lot of positive going on in this community, from nonprofit groups such as our Pool Authority raising money for Bourbon Park, or the Kiwanis or the Stewart Tank Committee raising funds to bring home a tank to Berwick. There's a lot of activity going on here during that day, and it's a great time to celebrate all that we have.
From 11 a.m. until 5 p.m., everyone is invited to come out and check out all of the local businesses and nonprofits in downtown Berwick. There will be plenty of entertainment for people of all ages. Shortledge tells us that there are 3.8 miles of fun-filled activities.
We will be hosting a family fun zone with a dunk tank with some local celebrities in the Berwick area. Coming up through town, we have a car cruise in at the Kmart Berwick Plaza, along with Neil Young will be here with his farm animals, Red Cross, Kiwanis, and the Stewart Tank Committee will be here giving out some information. And then here in our downtown, we'll fill the streets with sidewalk sales. Local vendors and nonprofits in the area will be setting up their displays.
Connie Donlin of A Perfect Blend Coffee Shop tells us that the business has been participating each year. She says it's a great way to get to know the town and the people who live in the area.
Last year we had a bit of rain. We're hoping that the rain stays away, but even in the rain last year, being our first year, we had a good turnout. Did lots of different projects all over the Front Street area.